This is the laziest freaking looking scene I've ever seen in my entire life. Looks like he's not even blocking anything.
We have to leave now.
It looks so
Looking
slow
good in that
and
scene.
stiff. Like,
The door controls!
I like how censored this game is definitely censored. It's like in the movies, if someone gets like sliced in the freaking head, they lose their head. In this game, they lose their head. You're not a very good Jedi if you can't deflect some fucking stormtroopers. They can't aim for shit. He has the exact same force power as Kylo Ren.
What is up, everybody? Archer here with my review of Star Wars Jedi The Fallen Order. This game, like, there's a lot to say about this game, and you can start at any point when it comes to it, be it the story, the visuals, or the combat. But I want to just go back a little bit to E3, where people were asking about the game and developers gave information on the game. Developers literally admitted to this game being a Souls-like game, admitted to this game heavily taking inspiration from Dark Souls. So when you hear people call this game a Souls game, understand they're not, just being a dickhead when it comes to easy journalism. Because in journalism, they use that term Souls-like to talk about a lot of games that aren't really Souls-like. It's become its own trend. It's become its own easy way to say, hey, this game is kind of difficult like Dark Souls. This is literally, in every sense of the way, a Souls-like game. Just like Lords of the Fallen, just like The Surge. This is a Souls-like game, and it works. You would think to yourself, how does a Souls-like game of Star Wars work? It does. It just finds a way to work, and I think it goes to Respawn's ability to create good games. Because Respawn, no matter what you say about Titanfall or Apex, the Fallen Order, or even their older games like Modern Warfare 2, they always find a way to just make things work. And in Jedi Fallen Order, they made things work in a way to where it's like, if this was in a Dark Souls game, that wouldn't work. This game has wall running. It's a Respawn game. Respawn put wall running in Star Wars. Respawn put wall running in a game that's basically a Souls-like game. And it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing that this game is Souls-like. I feel like a lot of people are going to hear that title when it comes to my review, other reviews, any review of this game. Like, really? Souls-like? I'm not really into Dark Souls games. Don't let that keep you from playing the game. Dark Souls doesn't have a difficulty level. This game does. There's multiple levels you can pick from easy all the way down to insanely hard. So you have options on how hard this game can be for you. And when it comes down to just playing like on the normal setting or higher, it all comes down to you and how you play the game. I'm a Dark Souls player, so obviously I'm going to grasp the game a little bit better than other people will. But when it comes to Dark Souls games, when it comes to any kind of Souls-like games, when it comes to this game, your success is dictated by you, the player, on how fast you react to things, your ability to learn, moves, be able to learn the enemies, be able to learn bosses and how they perform, and how you as a player react to things. Again, I'm a very aggressive player, and Dark Souls is very good at punishing aggressive players. This game is the same way. They literally design enemies in this game who are very aggressive themselves, and it's perfectly meant to hurt those like me. They added these super aggressive enemies who are super, strong and do a lot of damage, and they often, they move so. It's insane how fast they move, how good they move. It's very fluid how the enemies move, especially when it comes to these super aggressive enemy types, and it's used to counter people like me who are super aggressive players. It makes you slow down a little bit, one less attack. And to me, that's perfect game design. That's perfect game design when you have characters, you have enemies who are literally built to counter a certain playstyle. That makes games fun. That makes games, in my opinion, as someone who plays Souls games, challenging. If I have to force myself to change how I play the game, that's a good thing. If I'm being super aggressive, I need to slow down. I need to figure out ways to break this person's guard. I have to figure out ways to get around things. And I like that. Some people might like it at all because again it's challenging. But again, going back to Dark Souls. In Dark Souls, each boss is different, and it's like that for a reason. They don't want you thinking every boss is gonna let you be aggressive towards them. They don't want you thinking that every boss is gonna be, just one person, one big booty bitch who's just there for you to just spank on. No, you're gonna face like a slow boss, and then face one like the dancer who's just constantly spinning around, constantly, being aggressive. And it's good that this game has that same thing in a way, but even more so. There's more aggressive enemies. There's literally an entire faction of enemies who are just aggressive. And that's good. It's good that there's enemies in this game who are just a very aggressive group of individuals. So let's talk about that combat. Because we're talking about, how the game works when it comes to the enemy types. The combat in this game is smooth, for the most part. There are times where I feel like some of the reaction of the force powers are a little delayed. But when it comes to, the actual saber battles, when it comes to deflection, when it comes to, using your moves and things like that, it's smooth. Again, it's Respawn. Respawn's very good at making things smooth, even though Apex, in my opinion, is kind of clunky when it comes to some characters. But when you go back to like Titanfall or Modern Warfare 1 or 2, things just work. Things are just smooth. In this game, things are just smooth. The saber battles in this game are phenomenal. There's one boss fight in this game against Trilla. It's like this is the second time you face her. Throughout the game, you're gonna face her more than once. The first time you fight her, you're supposed to lose. Kind of like with Sekiro. Sekiro, you can beat her, I'm pretty sure. But in Sekiro, here, Shadow's Die Twice, there's an enemy at the beginning of the game you can beat, but it's designed for you to lose on purpose. That's kind of how it is. So this first fight with Trilla, you're designed to lose on purpose. The second time you fight her, it's such a good fight. Like you're better at the game. You know more moves. You are better at using your force abilities. It's just such a good fight. Like it's super good, and it's mostly because of how they designed her, the story itself, and the arena that you're in, but also because everything just works. It's super smooth. I just keep the best way I keep saying smooth, but that's literally the best way to describe the combat in this game. It's smooth. And because it is smooth, when you're in these fights, like the one with Trilla, it seems like you're not even playing the game, it's like you're watching the movie. Like when I'm doing the boss fight with Trilla on the second round against her, it's like I'm watching Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith, where Anakin and Obi-Wan are going at it. And you just see their blades just colliding, just smacking each other. It reminds me of that. During this fight, I kept mentioning I wish they had Revenge of the Sith on Xbox One backwards compatibility, because even though the movie is debatable when it comes to people's opinions of it, the fighting in that movie was just so good, and in that game it was so good. So it's just, you have to try this game. And we still got a lot to talk about in this review, but you have to try this game. It is the combat and the boss fights are just so entertaining. And I say this a lot in my videos, having fun was what the game is all about. And this game is fun and entertaining. I live stream, for those who don't know. The links to my Twitch being in the description box below. I'm an affiliate. But one of my Twitch associates, she commented on my stream saying how this game just looks fun. She wants to play it. Whenever she watches people play the game, she wants the game even more, because even when you just watch someone play the game, you want the game. There were so many fears of this game before it came out. People just this is not going to be good. It's an EA game. It doesn't care about story games. Bump that. This is a good game. And when it comes to the story, there's things that could be better, obviously. But it's paced well. It's pretty decent. It's not amazing. It's not great. I think the main character could be a lot better. Cal is no Galen Merrick. He's no Star Killer. If you're comparing this to Force Unleashed, in my opinion, Force Unleashed has a better story. There's also a more interesting story when it comes to Force Unleashed. You're playing as Darth Vader's secret apprentice. But when it comes to Cal, you don't really gravitate towards Cal as a person. The character development in this game is just not very good. When it comes to other characters, you might gravitate towards BD1, your little bot. You're gonna gravitate towards Trilla because she's pretty badass. You got a badass female villain. You're gonna gravitate towards Seer. You're gonna gravitate towards Grease. But Cal, on the other hand, kind of just a poor character when it comes to his personality, when it comes to him as a character in itself. But the story is fine in terms of like, you know, being able to just play the game. It's not gonna like make you like, even though the combat's good, even though the game's visually nice to look at, even though the cinematics are nice to look at, the story makes you want to play the game. No, you're not gonna have that problem. So what about those visuals that I mentioned before? The visuals of this game are pretty weird. Like, there's some moments in this game where it looks super good, it looks super gorgeous, it looks super nice. And then there's some moments in the game where you're like, what year is this game made? Like, compare and contrast. If you look at the Wookiees in this game, they look awful. Like, I've never seen a Wookiee design so terribly. Respawn basically just like threw that together and just said, work with it. It looks terrible. How about the Wookiees look? When it comes to like even the character models look washed. Like, they look like there's a grayish tone to them. And it's, I don't know why they went with that. I don't know if it's just my brightness settings. They just look like they're washed. They look very, you know, whited out and grayish. But outside of that, when it comes to like the maps, you know, the areas, the visual of the ships, the droids, the stormtroopers, the way the enemies, some of the enemies, like Trilla looks fucking phenomenal. Trilla looks super good. And even when the environment, the environment is like the best visual of this game, because the character models aren't very good, but the environment you're in, it looks super good. The ships, everything looks good. Anyways, let's get into the final portion of the video, the overall score, the overall thoughts. Overall, if I had to give this game a score, you know, I'd say a lot that are not big on actual scores because it gets confusing when you give certain games certain scores and try to like go into detail about why you give a game a certain score. But I would say this game is a good, maybe 8.5. No, 8 out of 10. 8.5, 8 out of 10. I would say that's a fair score for it. I would say it could be a 9 had Cal been a better character. Had Cal been more interesting. Now, again, I'll go back to Force Unleashed. And I'll do a video where I talk about Force Unleashed compared to this game, and vice versa. But again, I'll go back to Force Unleashed. Galen Merrick is a great character. Galen Merrick is super interesting. You're super engaged into him as a character. He's phenomenal. His voice acting is done great. His design is great. His personality is good. His development is good. Cal lacks everything that makes Galen great. Everything. And it sucks because it's like you want to like Cal because you're playing as him. You're playing as him for hours. So you want to like the guy, but he just has basically no character development. You just don't care about him. But outside of that, the other reason why it's not a 9 or higher is, again, some of the things when it comes to the Force, I feel like it's delayed. It doesn't feel like it works the way it should entirely. And the other negative that I didn't mention is some of the customization. The customization in this game, you mostly find it throughout finding like loot boxes. Well, not loot boxes as in like microtransactions, but like chests, in-game chests. You find in-game chests and you have like pieces for lightsabers, pieces for your camos for your ship, you know, looks for Cal, things like that. And it's like a lot of it's just not worth it. A lot of it's just not anything good. You probably find like one skin for your ship and stick to that one skin the entire game. You find one skin for BD and stick to that entire skin the entire game. You find one look for Cal's outfit and you stick with that for the entire game and not care about the other things in the game. And when it comes to like the lightsaber, it's super cool that you can customize like every single inch of the lightsaber, from the color of the saber itself down to the handles and in the in-betweens. Like, that's super good. That's a super good positive of this game. However, it takes so long to find new Force crystals. Like, I haven't beaten the game yet, and I don't even know if there even is more Force crystals. Can I only just use, you know, blue and green? Like, I don't like either of those colors enough to want to use them for the amount of time you play the game. So that's another negative, just how long it takes to get Force crystals, and just how irrelevant a lot of the customization options are in the game to begin with. But outside of that, everything else is just good. Everything else in this game is good enough to have pushed it to a 9 had Cal been better and had customization been better. This is a good game. I recommend anyone who's a fan of Star Wars to pick it up. I recommend anyone who just wants to play, who's interested in it, to pick it up. So it's a good game. And if me telling you this is not good enough, go to my Twitch. Look at my VODs. I live stream this game almost daily now. Follow me on Twitch. Just watch the game. I said before, the best way to get an idea of how good a game is or how bad it is, go watch a live stream. Go watch it. With all that said, guys, this is video's review. Thank you all for watching. Well enjoyed. Leave any thoughts you have in the comments below. I'll catch you guys next time. Enjoy yourselves. Peace out.